Imagine trying to grow a mango tree. You plant the seed, you water it every day, you take care of it properly. But mango tree doesn't grow in every kind of soil. Some soil simply can't support that kind of growth. So no matter how much effort you put in, nothing happens. Not because the seed was bad, not because you didn't try enough, but because the environment wasn't ready to support it. That's exactly what happened with my AI project. Everything started with me about learning NLP, natural language processing. In simple terms, it is an AI field that enables computers to understand, interpret, and even generate human language data. It mostly uses statistics, machine learning, and deep learning to process and analyze human language data. And by seeing all these things, what NLP can do, like its real life applications and its uses, I really got fascinated by it. And to give more context, NLP is used in our daily lives. They are Google uses NLP to understand the user's query and provide relevant responses. NLP helps email applications detect spam emails by understanding and analyzing the text present in the email. Next is speech and voice recognition, your autocorrect in your WhatsApp, language translation, and many more. Seeing this, I just wanted to find a solution for a problem, even though how small the problem is. And I'm talking here with the respective knowledge I've gained from the past few months. It is definitely not less. Now, in search of language problems faced by many people, I found really so many problems, and I was about to make a detailed plan and go on it. But what I got to know is most of them already have ready-made solutions in the form of like tools, applications, and even many more. So it took me a while, but yeah, I finally found something simple and interesting. India has nearly 125 million English speakers, that's roughly 10% of the population. But here is the most important part, only a small percentage of them are proficient, or you can say excellent, at English. But that doesn't mean that remaining 90% are bad at English. They have basic English, broken English, butler English, or Indian English. Now, when I say Indian English, it doesn't mean about the accent. I'm talking about the choice of words and the flow of sentences which they create. This 90% struggles with things like legal documents, government forms and notifications, academic articles and research papers, corporate emails, official and formal letters, newspapers, and even many other everyday situations. Now, complex English can create barriers in education, like in the field of law, medicine, and any higher studies, you can tell. And it also affects your professional life because communication skills are required in almost every field, and if that is not clear, then it can lead to problems. And even I am the part of that 90% which struggles. So this was even personal to me. Now, hearing all this, you might be thinking that my goal here is to fix the English. No. Instead, I am coming up with some different solution. ClearSpeak, simple Indian English text simplifier. It is a free, simple to use text-to-text tool that converts complex English into simple Indian English that even a person with basic English knowledge can understand clearly. Now you might be thinking there are already so many tools like ChatGPT, Grammarly, Quillbot, and other applications to do this. And yes, but there is a difference. Now this ClearSpeak, the tool which I am building, is not trying to become a powerful AI writer. It has only one and only specific purpose, that is convenience. It converts complex sentences into simple English ones replaces difficult words with common familiar Indian sentences, breaks long sentences into shorter ones for better clarity. And the main factor of this project is not to increase either intelligence or their understanding of complex English, it's just convenience. I started this project on 25th October 2025. I gave myself a deadline to finish this prototype by 30 to 35 days. Now, when I think about it, it honestly feels like a joke to me. But at that time, I didn't know how complex it was going to be. To complete this prototype, I had divided this whole project into 3 phases. Phase 1 setup and data collection, phase 2 model development, and phase 3 application deployment. Now, phase 1 setup and data collection, the initial setup was to set up the accounts, setting up the environment, and even installing all the required tools and libraries. But the most important part of this phase was data collection. The strategy was to collect the 5,000 to 10,000 complete sentences pairs, where each pair would contain one complex English sentence and another simplified Indian English sentence. It's nothing like there's one complex English sentence and that is converted into one simple Indian English sentence. This is like a data which we are collecting. Now, this data came from multiple sources. Mostly, I took the help of Wikipedia, newsletters, educational resources, and there's a set of, or you can say, a percentage of data where even I had to customly, or you can say manually, make these sentence pairs where I had to take one complex English sentence and I had to convert it into a simple Indian English sentence. After finishing all this, all datasets were combined and prepared for a text pre-processing pipeline. Now in NLP, pre-processing means cleaning the data, filtering the low quality sentences and organizing everything. Phase 1 was completed here. Now phase 2 was model development. The initial model which we took was rule-based simplifier. This means the system works on certain language rules and restrictions. It does not just make random predictions, it goes according to the rules. The model will be trained, fine-tuned, evaluated and even improved. All focused on the main goal, converting complex English into simple English sentences. Phase 3 was application deployment. Final phase was just about deploying the trained model from the phase 2. Here we integrated the model of the application and tested the system, improved the UI, and finally the prototype was ready to use. Everything I explained just now may sound smooth and structured, but in reality things didn't go that way. I started this project on 25th October and the finish date, the day never actually came, and that's where the real story begins. Now here is the interesting part. Out of the 3 phases which I have performed, which do you think was the easiest to complete? Most of people would say it is phase 1 setup and data collection, but it was actually phase 3. Deployment was actually simple. The UI turned out to be perfect. There were no glitches. The loading was going very good and everything looked perfect. But when I tested the prototype, it didn't work. And what was happening, the output was the same as the input. There was no real simplification. Like there's no changes happening when I tried to convert it. That's when I realized something is wrong inside, not outside. Now my first doubt went on the model. I was using a rule-based simplifier, but later when I went deep on the models, I got to know that this was outdated. So I had to change the model with a recent one. I had to improve the whole phase 2 and deployed it again. Then comes the second hit. Storage issues. Yes, the model became heavy, the data became large, hosting became a problem. I tried to optimize it, adjust it, and even tried in many other different methods, but the system still struggled. That's when I got a reality check. It's not a model problem, it's not a storage problem, or it's not a coding problem. It's the data and the scaling problem. So, the kind of project which I was trying to build requires massive amounts of data. I'm not just talking about the good quality data, but also a large quality of data. And this simple Indian English sentence data does not exist at all. Like, it is not available anywhere. I had to sit and create manually a lots and lots of custom Indian English data, which was not even enough to train an average model at all. It's nothing actually. Then comes the second reality check: infrastructure. Training and running an language model needs storage, computing power, and resources. That's why tools like ChatGPT, Perplexity, and other big AI applications are not built by some small companies. It's built by some big companies. It's not just about the data, it also requires chunks of money to build it. It's about scale. And even if they have a chunks of money with them, there's no guarantee that it will work. That is the reason in future many companies will be making their AI applications on other foundation systems, or you can say models. Even if this project was attempted 10 years later, the same idea and with more and more advanced technology, it still wouldn't be possible if the data doesn't exist. AI grows when data grows. So, what did I learn? I learned that in AI, data is king. Quality matters, but quantity also matters. A good idea is not enough if the data and the infrastructure doesn't support it. And as an individual trying to build this alone, it's a nightmare. And I finally understood something, that not every idea fails because it's wrong. Sometimes it fails if the environment isn't just ready yet. And yeah, that's how my first NLP project successfully failed. The project failed not because the idea was bad or I didn't try enough, but because I finally understood that something bigger decides the whole game. Here, the data decides. Data is a bottleneck in my whole project. You can have the idea, you can write the code, you can deploy the app, but if the data isn't there, AI isn't there.